Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. And we have here '05 Mercedes E350. I actually worked in this car last week. That's when we started. We replaced the central getaway, and now the customer wants to keep going, so I'm gonna try to see what else can be fixed at this point so we can get close enough so this car is running well enough for this customer to leave, I guess. The one thing that this car does all the time now is when you put the key on, and it's actually doing it randomly, but when you put the key on, if you hear this clicking, that's the locking mechanism here in the EIS, electronic ignition switch, and it's supposed to lock this key right here and unlock it when you try to pull it or get it in. And sometimes it's not working. It's almost like you put it in and it's not recognizing that there is a key inside, and of course you cannot turn it, and the car will not start. So when you have this situation, I actually just scanned the car, and I got these messages of no CAN communication right here with the EIS, and then we have another one, automatic air conditioning. Then we have the third one is the cluster module, which is the actual cluster right there, and then we have another CAN communication with the EIS right here. And I have done a few of these EISs, and what happens with them is with time, sometimes just because of being rusted, I guess a little bit rusted maybe from humidity, but most of the time I've seen this probably with the usage with time of turning and unturning, turning and turning back, whatever, on and off. The welds inside the plate of this EIS gets the welds get broken. So what I got a green light to do again is to disassemble this, because in order for you to replace this, you cannot do it in any regular shop. Actually, probably most shops are not going to be able to do it, because you need to have a special license, because this EIS comes programmed with a key, and I don't think they're going to program your keys that you already have. So you're going to need to get, I think, a new key. I may be mistaken about it, but I believe that's what the procedure requires. And of course, that requires the whole thing to be registered with Mercedes. So this is actually a dealer item or dealer procedure only at this point. So I'm going to try to disassemble this and see what's going on. Most likely, I'm guessing that the welds are going to be broken, and I'm going to have to re-weld this. So it's not a crazy procedure, but the crazy part is actually getting this EIS out of here, because it sits right behind this trim panel most of the time, and it's kind of in a really crazy place where it sits, and it's kind of difficult to get it out. This ring will need to come out. I need to use like a pair of pliers and just get them in here and twist it, and it'll unlock this, and then the unit will come out. The thing is, I need to see whether I can get it through the radio or I need to get it from underneath. Okay, now we need to get here into the kick panel, so we need to remove these. It has these 3 T20 Torx, or T25, sorry, Torx, that we have to remove to get to the EIS. And remember, you're gonna have Couple of things here. We're gonna have actually the central gateway, and you're gonna have the OBD. Let me see. I believe I can get through here because it's just right here. And what this thing here is, in order to get this out, you have this ring here. I believe there's a special tool that they use, like a cylinder thing, but I've managed to use the pliers with some tape so that I don't end up scratching the plastic. This has worked so far, so there's no point for me to get the tool, because this will come out like that. All you need to do is just kind of push it, and when it catches, it'll start spinning around. And here we go. It just has these four. It has these four teeth they catch. That's it. And okay, actually I just pushed it in, so I believe I can even see on the bottom there's space there. So let me see if I can get underneath and get it out. Okay, if you manage to put your hand back here, you can actually catch it and slide it out through, I think there's a bracket there or something. And now here you're going to have one, I believe it's an optical connection, then you're gonna have a couple plugs. So you need to disconnect all of these before you can get it out. And I believe there was this plug here had a special way to disconnect it, the optical connection. I need to see what it was, and let me try to disconnect the other. Okay, I disconnected the big one, and okay, the small one is here. There's a blue connection right here. I disconnected this big one, and then you have the blue one here, and the fiber optic. Okay, the optical connection has this weird setup that in the back here there are two legs on the left and right. You need to push the legs inwards toward the cable and push the actual thing out forward, then it will come out. This is how it actually mounts here through these steps here, and this is what it looks like here. So you need to push forward in order to get it out. This is actually a mechanism, it's not fiber optic. It's a manual plastic mechanism that locks it, that clicks. Okay, we got it out. So in our case, we need to do what we did before. I need to disassemble this, open this, and get to these legs here, and possibly the main electrical plate, well, not possibly, but the main electrical plate where I can re-weld the connections. Okay guys, you need to get a flat screwdriver, small one, start unclipping this housing here all the way around. Once you unclip it, you're going to be able to actually get access to the plate. This is the plate right here. And then also you have a couple of these Torx bolts. They're T20 Torx, and you need to open them because you need to get full access to the whole plate. And you're gonna see some dirt, dust, whatever, all these. Okay, once you get this out, you need to possibly get a magnifying glass if you don't see. I'm not going to inspect this because I'm not getting into the electrical stuff into this unit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to possibly call it improvisation or improvise, because I've done it before and it has worked with me. So I'm going to weld, re-weld or re-solder all these big connections. The ones here, they're for this unit here. The ones here, the three big here, all the small ones back here, they're actually for the electrical plugs for the connectors. The ones here also for the other connector here. And I need to see the big ones on this connector are actually these here, 1, 2, 3, 4, these big ones. So you need to try to resolder these, and for me it has worked before, and I have been able to repair these by resoldering these. I guess what happens is with time, with this whole mechanism moving left and right, these will unsolder themselves or break off the actual plate, the plating on this electronic plate. Okay, so I'm going to go and resolder them, and in a few minutes I'll be back when I start putting this back together, and I'm gonna install it in the car. Okay guys, I just finished resoldering these, and as you can see right here, I resoldered, I renewed or resoldered the connections right here. I also did these two, and these, and then these, also this one. So all these big ones and the small ones that go to the actual connectors here, and these three main big ones are to this unit here, and also these three, they have these copper wiring coming from the actual front part. And next thing is we have to install it back inside the housing. So I actually forgot to weld this middle one, but anyway, you get the point. These big ones here, these big ones, and then you have the small ones here and the small ones here. And here we go, we need to put it back, and this goes only one way. When you see where this thing is placed, you're going to be able to tell, and also the two bolts. So you push it in. Once you get it in, again, these are the bolts, the T20, and you don't need to get them too tight, just enough so that they hold, because remember, this is plastic in the back. You don't want to strip the plastic. There we go. And then it's all a matter of just clicking this back in. Nothing crazy. The legs have to go through. Remember, here, inside here, and here. And here we go. It's just one click, check, make sure and check all these teeth are in the right places. Okay, and it seems that everything is fine. Okay, and now all we gotta do is just put it back inside the place in the car. Remember, this is the mechanical clip right here. I believe the blue clip was right here, and then you have the black one here. As you can see, the blue one will only go in one place because there's one tooth right here, and the placement of this tooth right here is in a different place, so you cannot actually make a mistake. And here we go. Remember, we pulled it out from the front, so you start from the front and you need to get in the right place so it'll push back. You need to kind of push this a little bit by pressing the mechanism there, because it's spring loaded. You need to get it in first and then push this a little bit forward so it'll go in and then clip back in. And now we have to find the other two wires. So we have the blue one here, blue one is here, okay. And then we have the big black one. And it's right here. Okay, I just clipped it, and all you gotta do is you need to fish it back in upwards to get to this place, to the hole. And once you get it in, you're gonna have to use the little locking ring to actually install it in place, and then we can get it tight and locked. So with one hand down and the other one holding this ring here, remember the ring goes just straight through in. The place, it's this EIS in the back will play a little bit, but remember you need the orientation of the key. The key usually is right, it's toward, it has this a little bit to the left angle, and once you you place it in, you'll be able to feel it with your fingers inside that it's actually in place. And when you get it in place, all you have to do is you need to start spinning this ring, and you can do it with your fingers. And then once you do it with your fingers, then you can use your tool, or in my case I'm going to use these pliers, and lock this enough so that it doesn't move. Okay. And it seems that I'm okay. I don't need to lock it anymore. It's in good shape. It's not gonna move. And now we need to remember, we need to install this trim panel down here that has the T25 Torx. And first we need to install it in the back. In the back there's just like a little plate that the back panel sits on, and then the front part goes up. Okay, everything is still connected, everything is fine. So I'm gonna install the middle bolt first. Okay, and we're going to connect our scanner so we can see if we have still the codes, and this is a good sign that it's working. It's working right away. And I'm gonna turn it on, turn this, and let me crank this engine for a second. And I'm going to, in order to erase actually the codes, I need to turn the engine off and in contact, and then I have the voltage connection okay, so I need to erase all the codes and scan them again. Okay, I'm gonna get out of this because I need to scan it again. And I'm gonna scan it again. Okay guys, we just got done with the scanning, and electronic or EZS or EIS, electronic ignition switch pass, no fault. So here we go, we managed to fix it again. Again, this is a shot in the dark, but I would rather do it than, you know, send the customer to the dealer before I can try this repair, because again, it's a very expensive repair at the dealer, and you have to change keys, this and that, programming, hundreds, possibly $1,000, $2,000. I'm not sure exactly, but again, this is the actual thing. So we have a pass, and again, we have codes on this car more, but they're different codes. What's important, we don't have anything from the cluster anymore, and we don't have anything from the ignition switch. And this is the repair, another good repair. Remember, this car is actually a project at this point, trying to get or fix, we're trying to fix as much as we can. It's a, you know, work in progress, but this is this procedure that you can do and try to fix your EIS by yourself. I believe this doesn't require you to be an extremely skilled person. Yes, you do need to have some skills, but you should be able to do it, and, you know, solder it and fix it. Hopefully this works for you. It works for me most of the time. I've had one or two that it didn't work, but so far about 80% of the times this has worked. And again, thanks for watching, guys. Thank you very much. Please like my videos and please subscribe. Thank you.